Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Just put a one if you guys can hear me clearly. So first of all, I'd like to thank each and every one of you. We have a lot of people right now on Zoom channel, and we are right now live streaming on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter, where we can see hundreds of community members who have joined. So thank you, Ajoy. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Yash. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Fatima. Just before we start, I just wanted to know from which city you have joined. Can you put in the chat which city you have joined from? And we will get started in a couple of minutes. As we are live streaming and we have a lot of people, we have 100 people across our platforms. So we'd like to just know who all are here, who all are here for our live masterclass that we are doing. So let me do a quick poll in the community for the people who are on LinkedIn, uh, on YouTube and Twitter. You can put in the comment whether you are new to the DDS. When I say new to the DDS, it means that are you joining for the first time? Are you new? Maybe you have known about us, but you are joining a first blown masterclass that we are doing. And I will just put N in the chat. And if you have been to some of our events before and you know about the ecosystem, just put DDS. So we will get an idea, and I can just spend a minute, because this is not a random event that you are having. We have been doing this for the last 4 years. And today is a very auspicious day, which I will talk a little bit more about. And this is a 2 hour session, and I have promised everyone who have joined, if you want real value, please stay till the end. I will be keeping the poll on the Zoom. We have a poll, so you can keep the poll. For the people who are on LinkedIn, I can see Steve is new, Jahan Zeb is new, Fatima is old, Nipun is old. Awesome. So I'm just stopping the poll. Let me share the results with every one of you. So this is surprising, man. This is really surprising. We have 67% of the people are new to the DDS community. This is one of their first workshops. So it's a very good pleasure to welcome you all to the community. This is a community. This is not just a random masterclass that we are doing as of now. And we have our loyal 33% of us are loyal here. So just we will just try to support your community members who are new and to talk about this. For the people who are old, they already know about the whole value system that we have. So for the new people, I will just give you guys a little bit breakdown of what are the things that you need to do. I will do one more poll later, but because there are a lot of new people, I just wanted to quickly share my screen and get started. Are you guys excited for the event? Just put in the chat if you guys are excited. Yeah. So people who don't know, who are new to the community, this is not a boring lecture that you just join. You just join and you just just listen around and you get bored. We are running these community online events for a long time. Personally, I will talk a little bit about myself in some time. But to make this online session engaging, so right now when I asked in the chat from which city you have joined, you can put on LinkedIn as well. We have Robert from Florida, we have people from India, from UAE, from Abu Dhabi. We have a global community, right? Doing a session with 50 people on Zoom and 100 and plus people on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter requires a lot of energy. So my only request from all of you is, if you are on you can switch on your cameras, it will be great. I can see some of you, because right now I am not seeing a lot of people who have their cameras on. It will be great if it is, you will be engaged, and you will be a part of this whole ecosystem as well. The mics are off by default right now. The only way that I know that Ajoy, Fatima, Nipun are listening to me is through the chats. So my eager request, don't feel like it's funny or you're ashamed to put a comment. The more the comment you put, the more energy I will get. So this is one thing I want. Whenever I ask you to put something on the chat, please do that, right? That is the way we know how the engagement happens. I will be sharing the Slido link already. I think the Slido link is shared with all of you. If you have any specific questions regarding this session, you can ask it on the Slido link. I will try to cover as basically as possible. Someone on LinkedIn is asking, is this for beginners? Yes, this is for all our open public sessions that we do is open to everyone. We try to be as beginner friendly as possible. But if you have any questions, you can put it on the chat, and we on the Slido link, and we will be giving you 2 Slido breaks where I will try to answer all your questions. So this is a 2 hours action packed agenda. This is a 2 hours action packed agenda. So I want all of you to know that please stay back till 2 p.m. Dubai time to get a lot of value. A lot of people have been pinging me how to get these 2 CPD UK hours. I'll be talking about this in the end of the session as well. And just to make this session, all the 150 of you who are there, to make it active and to make it, we have a lot of key initiatives in our community, right? It's not just you come to a session, you listen for a few hours. You can do that on a YouTube as well, right? Whatever I'm telling you, it is available on YouTube. You just go and you can search and you can get all this information. But to make this exciting, we have giveaways and we have Kahoot quiz. How many of you are excited for the Kahoot quiz? Just put K in the chat. Some of the community members ping me and ask, Mohammed, will you do a Kahoot quiz? I did not plan it initially, but I go as the community takes me. The community wants a Kahoot quiz, I do a Kahoot quiz. So what is going to happen? We have giveaways in our community for every session. Let's suppose you like this session, there is and you want to share about this session on our LinkedIn. These are our community engagement ways. Slido Q&A, you can ask any questions. It can be related to today's session or related to career transition, whatever it is. We will try to answer as much as possible today in the live session. If it does not get answered, we will do a live recording and we will post it in our YouTube channel. Kahoot quiz is something that we will do. The two winners will be getting $600 worth of our academy courses, and I will talk more about that. And the giveaway. For giveaway is like this, every session that we do, you share a screenshot and you share about it. So this is the giveaway. Python is very, very important to learn agentic AI. How many of you agree? Just put P in the chat. Python is one of the most important languages. Even if you're non-technical, you need to at least know how things work. So we give this Python Essential certification as a giveaway. So for the last session, the giveaway that we got was Nipun. Just everyone just put MP to you, more power to you, Nipun. And in the next session that we are doing on a Tuesday, I would like any one of you, all the 151 of you, some of you to be your name will come in the next session. So you please, how to get this? Take a screenshot of what you are learning and tag us on LinkedIn and send us an email at connect@decodingdatascience.com, and the team will look at it and give it back to you. And for the Kahoot quiz that we are going to go, this is what we are going to have. We will run the Kahoot quiz at the end of the session. And the Kahoot quiz is going to be for today's, so please pay attentive. What we are discussing today, we will be asking in the Kahoot quiz. So everyone excited to get started with the masterclass? Just put E in the chat. All of us are clear? Awesome. Just put E in the chat. I would like to have 59 E's before I move further to today's session, right? Awesome. So let me make sure that the Slido link is there with all of you. Let me make sure that the Slido link is also. Before I get, yes, let me make sure. Yeah, you guys have the Slido link. Slido link is here. Yeah. Now you should be getting a Slido link on your chat. Just have a look. You will be getting a Slido link on your chat, and I'm also sharing it on this thing. So keep it open. If you are having a question, you can put it there. If you are wanting to upvote a question, like suppose you like a question from Ahmed or you like a question from Dinesh, you can add it there as well, right? So thank you, Nipun. Thank you, Dinesh. Thank you, Fatima. Thank you all, for Bushra and everyone, for letting it go. So before I get started, I just wanted to get an idea from the whole community, and I will do one more quick poll. Let me make sure. Yeah, this is. I just wanted to know in this here that how many of you here have. Do you get this? Let me launch and stop sharing. Launch. So have you built an AI application before? So I have put this poll on the chat. I want to know how many people are new. The people who are on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, just put yes in the chat if you have built an AI app before. If you have not built an AI app before, no problem, just put no. It's not a shame, it's just to get an idea, because a lot of people are learning and we are all are learning. So I just wanted to get an idea from the community, and I'm giving 30 seconds to mention this particular thing. When I say build, it is not only writing the Python code, but also taking that application and putting it on the cloud, deploying it so that a robot can use it, so that Ahmed can use it, so that everyone else can use it. So 10 more seconds, we will wait. We have 72% of the people have participated. Yeah, I have built in Python. Awesome. If you have built in Python, it is great. It just requires a little bit more push. What is an app? If I can just define all of you, it is something that you have built in your local system, and you have put it on a cloud where the public can use it and at least experiment with it. It does not need to be a production app, but it at least needs to be a project that you are showing for your work or for your use case that is there. Awesome. So let me end the poll right now, and I hope everyone, let me share the result. Very good this thing distribution that we have got here. If you can see in the screen, 53% of the people have already built an AI app. So we have a very good mix of people here. 53 people already a little bit experienced, and today this agentic AI session will be a very good reminder. There will be some foundational thing that I will be talking about, because end of the day, believe me guys, I'm working in corporate for the last 21 years. Simple thing really matters. As an expert, as a senior professional, your work is to simplify solutions for the business. So these things are very, very important. For the 47% of the people who are building, have not built before, don't worry, you will learn along the way. And if you continue your journey with us, in the next couple of weeks, you will be on the first question. You will be able to build an AI app, and you will be one of the experienced people that is there. Awesome. So let me I have got a very good idea. We have a very good split that is there. And okay, so let me share my screen and let us get started with the. Can you guys see my screen? Just put a S in the chat if you can see my screen. So this is, as I told you, the session name is Agentic AI, and every one of us in the last 3 to 4 years have been building chatbots, right? And if you can see, I am going to show a demo of an application very, very soon. This is a demo of an application that I'm going to show. Chatbots and agents. So today the shift that we are going to do in this whole session is going to be from a chatbot. But if you have not built a chatbot before, it's fine. I will be going across the basics, but our mission is to move from a chatbot to an agent. And before that, what I will do is, let me just show you one application so you know what I'm speaking, and you can while I'm giving you guys example, you will be able to understand what we are saying. So this is something that we had built in one of our boot camps. Can you see my screen? This is one project that I built in my boot camp. And suppose here I'm asking a question here. I'm asking a question here, and this is a simple DD. We call it DecoBot. This is an HR live assistant that is there. What question we ask them? Suppose we ask them a question. This is the question that we ask. We give a name. This is our application, and I will share this link later. So we give the name of the employee, right? I am Aisha Khan, and what is your leave carryover policy, and how many vacation days do I have personally left? So I want to show you a real demo. I just don't want to keep talking, so that you will learn along with it, right? So I'm asking this question to this DecoBot. So you see what is happening, and this is where the learning gets interesting. Not only this AI application, this agentic AI application is giving the leave carryover policy to Aisha Khan, but it is also giving the information about the leave balances that she has as of today. So this is a mix of two things that we are going to discuss. Getting two information. One information is coming from the policy documents of the person, and the second information is coming from the database, because leave balances are updated in a database that is connected to an SQL tool which is connected to this application. So this is what we are going to like understand in this whole ecosystem. Everyone clear with the use case? Just put C in the chat. To build this will take some time, but in this whole journey we will understand what are the components and how to go deeper into each components. But everyone understood the use case? Not only that you are getting the information from the policy document, depending upon your question, it is picking up the information from the RAG tool and from the agent. Now, some of you are not sure what is RAG. Just put in the chat if you have heard about RAG. If you have not heard about RAG, we will discuss in a couple of slides. So everyone just put C in the chat if you are clear with the how the application is looking, and this is how we are going to go deeper into this specific story, right? And how everything is connected and how everything is going. Just put C. I will wait for 62 C's before I move further to the next slide. Awesome. So this is it, right? So now what happened here, if I can just summarize in this deco board that I showed you, when I asked this question, one half came from the PDF policy, the other half came from the live database, and two different sources and one seamless answer. Can anyone tell me how did the AI know? Should I go to the policy document or should I go to the leave database and get this information? And this is what we are going to understand by the end of the next 2 hours. You will understand exactly what happened. For people who already know, it's fine, but you will have a mental model to design something like this yourself as well, right? And for this, because we have 50 people new here, I just wanted to quickly give a little bit background about why you should listen to me. 150 people are spending more than 150 people. Right now, we have 60 people here and we have around 130 people on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. So why are you listening to me and why are you spending your precious 2 hours? First of all, thank you to each one of you, right? Getting 130 people in one Zoom room in an online environment is a very, very big challenge. I would like to thank each and every one of you to taking out time. The only request is to stay back till the end if you really want value. If you are just window shopping, then best of luck to you. But if you really want value, and believe me, I have been doing this for the last 8 years. 21 years across data analytics and AI. I have been leading training teams in Accenture Consulting, and I have a lot of experience in giving applied learning to people. And the way we do our master classes and our programs are not the traditional way of one-way communication. It is more like engaging and giving you actually connecting the dots. And there is a lot of science that goes behind in the way we are learning. AI has disrupted the learning industry, but we are trying to use the help of AI and make your learning journey very great. We do thousands of events. We have done online events, physical master classes. I love physical master classes, but getting 160 people together in a master class is very, very tough and it requires a lot of time and effort. So thank you each and every one of you. So stay in the end. We are a CPD UK approved training provider. So everything that we are telling you has been accredited and there is a lot of value in it, right? And the only purpose for this whole session is giving you guys the correct knowledge so that you can take something from here and apply it in your job, in your studies, in whatever you are doing. You will have a learning. Even if you have built an AI agent, even if you call yourself an expert, you are going to learn something, because end of the day, the message that I tell people is uh, it is the way you approach projects, the way you approach problems. In the world where we have so many new AI models, so many new techniques, so many new things that keep coming up, most of the people that we work with are so confused where to start, where to begin with. And this is what we are trying to solve in this whole ecosystem that is there. So I already told you the ground rules. My only request is this session is, there is not going to be a recording. Some of the people in the chat are asking, can I get a recording and everything, can I get the slides? No, this is actually a part of our CPD UK master classes. We are putting it live for the community to know about what we do. So you are free to uh, take screenshots, but don't share it on the social media specifically. Any specific slides that are there which are you, and no recording is going to happen. The live streaming is happening, the videos are going to be taken off by the evening. So please stay live and please try to engage, keep your cameras on, keep your engagement on the chat, and then stay till the end if you really want to value. Someone is asking in the chat, right, who is this for? Is this for beginners? As I was mentioning, everyone. everyone in our community, because our DDS is a very broad community: working professionals, developers, career switchers, business owners. And this is very important. Business owners also should know about these technologies, because they are working with tech specialists, so they need to know how to build these architectures. Consultants, complete beginners with an idea, who want to go in, because all of you are here in this call for a reason. You want to learn and take it further. So what are you going to walk away at the end of the 2 hours is a clear mental model, a model landscape, because end of the day, everyone asks me, OpenAI, Claude, Gemini, what's different, what's free, which one to use. This is very important. When I say clear mental model, this is very important as well. Today is agentic AI session, but can we do agentic AI without generative AI? Can anyone put in the chat? Can we do agentic AI without uh, without an LLM? So LLM, I will be using my I'll be using my script board in some time, and I will show you this, right? Because slides are sometimes it gets a little bit boring, but I will talk about this, right? Agentic AI cannot work without large language model, right? Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, Syed. Thank you, Robert, for all your confirmation. It is the brain. LLM is the brain. If you don't understand LLM, if you don't understand what is a reasoning model, then agentic AI is just a buzzword for all of you, right? Everyone just put C in the chat, that you have to have. We are building upon what we have learned. We are building upon what we have learned. Generative AI application. So that is the reason why people who build apps, who understand generative AI, for them agentic AI is just one additional layer of adding a tool or something that is there, which is very, very important. We are speaking about. Then we are going to, I already showed you the real working example of a decobot. A decobot is an agent answering from a policy document of DDS and a live database. 2 CPD hours, and I will be talking about this in the end. And when I will stay back till the end as well. We'll do the Kahoot quiz, and I have a very special gift for the community that I'm only going to release at the end of the session. So this is what we are going to do, right? This is the 2 hours masterclass that we are going to do. Actually, we do this in corporates, and we do this as a part of our CPT UK as well. The I already showed you the demo of how it looks. I hope you guys are excited to build it by yourself by end of the boot camp that we are going to do. Foundations is very, very important. And generative AI. See, 1 year back, 1 year back, there was a lot of buzz about generative AI. Everyone was saying generative AI, generative AI, generative AI. But now it is agentic AI. That's the reason why I have what we have, the team has done. They have looked at this word. That's the reason why you can see we have 165 people, more than that across all our platforms. And on Zoom, we have 63 people who are listening to us because of the name. We are going to do agentic AI, but to do agentic AI, you need to know generative AI. How many of you know generative AI? Just put G in the chat. I'll get an idea from the community. Then we are going to understand. Just put G in the chat, guys. No one knows generative AI. Do you want me to do a repeat about generative AI? Until I don't get 63 Gs, I will not move forward. I am requesting all of you to do some engagement. So that the more the engagement, the more fun it is going to be. Then we are going to take from the generative part. Generative is basically the models. From the models, if you don't understand generative AI, the model part, then you can't move to agents. So that shift is going to happen a little bit later. And I tell this everyone. Yesterday we had a demo in our community. Many of you were there. I always tell simplicity wins. Problem first philosophy. You are not building AI, agentic AI. You are building solutions to help a business. And business wants simplicity. Users want simplicity. Whatever the case, don't overcomplicate your problems. Whatever tools you, most of the use cases, they don't need agentic AI. You can build a simple generative AI with one extension tool, and it will be cheaper and faster. But just for people to know when to use this versus not, that is very important. I will be going deeper into the case study. I already showed you the Decobot. I will go deeper into the architecture and a little bit of code, and then we'll do the Kahoot. Everyone just put A in the chat if you guys are clear with the agenda. Cool. So now let me try. Last time I did the whiteboard, a lot of people were playing around. So let me see. Don't touch the screen. Let me just do the. Can you guys see the whiteboard? Yeah, this is the problem. The others are annotating here, so I have to stop. I need to learn how I can stop others from annotating. Okay, cool. This is the problem. Let me just now use. Question. Okay. So let me. This is a problem. The people are. Okay. Let me stop. I need to understand when people are just scribbling on the whiteboards. This is better. Can you guys see my slide? The problem is a lot of people are just trying to be smart by scribbling on the whiteboard. But anyways, can you guys see my screen, everyone? Just put S in the chat. We still okay, cool. So what happens? This particular thing is our LLM, right? This is our LLM that we have. This LLM is it can be anything. It, as we discussed, it can be OpenAI. It can be anyone else. Has any names? Can you put on the chat? What LLMs have they tried? These can be any LLMs. This is your brain. We call it the brain of your application, right? And what we do is now suppose we have our company information. So the company information, the large language model does not know when did decoding data science uh, have what, how many leaves are there in the decoding data science, right? Does it have? Can anyone in the chat tell me? Does GPT know how many working? What is the standard working hours in the DDS? No, right? No, it does not know. So what you need to do is you need to connect this particular thing to a, we call it a RAG tool, or you can say anything that is there. So this is your database. It's not only database, there is something called as a RAG tool, which we will discuss. It's not only just adding the database, right? You need to do a lot of things to connect it to the database. And then suppose now in the same case, we have our database, our HR data, live database of how many leaves the employees are taking. So suppose a person is asking, like how many leaves I have left, how many balances I have left. So it goes to this particular HR live database. So this is, you can call it an SQL tool or whatever tool it is. End of whatever systems you are using, you are converting it to an SQL database and you are connecting your LLM to the SQL database. So when the user, when the employee, he asks a question, he asks the question, whatever it is, like I showed you the example here, right? I showed you the example in this. I am Aisha Khan. What is our leave carryover policy and how many vacation days do I have personally left? So in this use case, can anyone tell me where all it is going to go? So when the user asks this question, the LLM is going to, what it is going to do? It is going to do reasoning. It is going to reasoning, right? It is going to do reasoning. I understand that what Muhammad is asking, and it is going to know whether it should go to RAG. RAG is basically, anyone in the chat, can you tell me the full form of RAG? RAG, I will just, for simplicity for the non-technical people, I will just say HR policy information, which is a static FAQ. It is a file. It is a file that has all the information about when it has DDS got leaves, how many what is the remote working policy, what is the standard working hour. It is a static document that is there in a folder. So when I ask this question, the reasoning of this whole system, they understand, and there is a prompt technology that we call, and it is again everything that I'm saying, I will show you the slides and I'll summarize it. It is called React is the whole loop engineering technique. What when I say loop engineering, the reasoning and this whole system will think that Muhammad is asking this question, I don't have the information. It splits the question into two parts. For getting the HR policy, it will go here. It will go here for the HR policy. For getting the live information of the how much leaves are left, like this, like this 12 annual Ds and 11 sick leaves. For that, it is going to the database. Once it goes to both these places, the LLM gets all the information. Then it understands, okay, now I have all the information that I need to give the response to Muhammad. After it does that, after it gets all this information, then it gives the response. So this is everything that happens. This is the most simplest way I could explain. So every area, there is a lot of things that is happening, right? Every area of this chart, there is a lot of things happening, but in a nutshell, this is what agentic AI can do. So whenever you are doing a project or something, if it requires, if the LLM cannot answer the project, if the LLM cannot give an answer, you connect your LLM to external tools. We call it external tools, or we call it external tools. Which, because can anyone tell me why does not the LLM able to answer information, complete information, right? And you can keep on adding different tools. Like external tool, you can also add a search tool, that is a Google tool. You can also add a web extractor tool. Suppose right now I can give someone is asking about company information, company policy information, or company some news about the company newsletter. So you can also do a web extractor, and you can add the web extractor. You can do a lot of things, but the only question again I was mentioning is, you need to know what problem you're solving. Every application that you build, try to make it as simple as possible. Don't You can easily add more and more tools, but the problem, if you add more and more tools, your application will become heavy, and it is also going to cost a lot of tokens that is there. But first, you need to understand the LLM is the brain. Tools, depending upon the project, the use case, you keep adding it accordingly. RAG tool, that is the retrieval augmented generation tool, is the most common type of tool in 99% of the projects. I'm talking about enterprise projects, because every company, they don't want just the AI, OpenAI, Claude, or Gemini to give them answers. They want answers which are very specific from their document. So everyone just put C in the chat if you guys are clear with this whole diagram. I hope you guys took a screenshot. Was it useful? Just put U in the chat. I need to do a course on whiteboards, to make sure that when I am sharing the whiteboard, no one else is able to write on the whiteboard. And I will do a test, and I will come back, because they have changed a lot of things that are there. Just put C in the chat if all of you are clear with the diagram. Okay, I will take the questions in 10 minutes, guys. I'll take the questions in 10 minutes. Let me just awesome. Yes, I will show you the screenshot, but I am getting a lot of questions on LinkedIn about how to know which tool to use. So that will come from your use case that you are building, my friend. Okay, don't. So first thing, I will go through the story. Which tool to use? Try to use minimum tools. Try to use minimum tools, whatever tools that are very important for your project. Don't, as I was mentioning, if you keep on adding tools, it is easy to add tools, but it is very tough to maintain it. Yeah. Guys, you have the Slido link. Just put, can anyone share the Slido link again on the chat? I mentioned that I will not be taking any questions from the chat. So, Athi, Robert, Ahmad, Sayed, use the Slido link for putting in your questions. And uh, yes, and I will be having the Slido break in 10 minutes where I go through it, right? Can anyone share the link? The active members, can you please share the link? Please support some of the questions that you already know, some of the basic questions that are coming from the community. Please try to share it as well. Awesome. So let me quickly share my screen and let us go further. And as someone of you are asking me to show the diagram again, let me quickly show you the diagram. Yeah. Take a screenshot, guys. Take a screenshot and we will go further. Done? You have taken a screenshot? Cool. So what you just saw right now, before we go deeper, I already showed you an agent answering from a policy document and a live database at the same time. And let's now break it down. Two things, policy question and the data question. So if I break down the question that I asked, what is our leave carry policy? Where does it come from? What's our leave carry policy? Now, don't go for the technical words like RAG and everything. Just think about how things are working. Am I in this next 1 hour, is my aim is not to teach you everything, right, but to give you an idea about how things are working. And then if you want to go deeper at every level, you can do that in our boot camps and our other programs that we keep on doing in the community. Think about this. We break it down into two things: the policy question that is answering from the document, and the second question is the data question that is answering from the SQL. That's it. Don't worry about RAG, how it works, everything. We will be giving you an overview, but we cannot teach you exactly each and everything. Everyone put C in the chat if you guys are clear with the internal working of these two things, two different sources in one response. So this is what is happening. Now we will understand the foundation. Now we will understand how these things are working. We are doing a reverse engineering. We are not going from up to down, we are going from down to up. First we want to show what we built, and now we are going in the foundations, how these things were possible, right? And before we can talk properly about agents, everyone is asking, tell me about RAG, tell me about this. But we need to get on the same page about what the model, when I say model, the LLM underneath one actually is. This next stretch is very foundational, but it is very, very important, because 90% of the people I meet, they don't understand it very well. Some of you will already know some of the pieces, but bear with me, because everything after this builds directly on the top of this particular thing. Now when I tell people about what is generative AI, they get really confused. But in simple terms, the simplest possible definition is, a generative AI model does one thing: it predicts the most likely next piece of content, one step at a time. So it is sequential based on everything it has seen so far. That's it. And they use probability and everything. Just see the screen right now. When the LLM gets the word "the sky is," they look at what all are the possible options that we have, right? They see all the possible options that they have. And at end of the day, you all will be surprised. I said all these things are basically combination of maths and statistics. So the sky is what is going to come here. So it will look at all the possible actions or the words, and it is going to pick up. Can anyone tell me which word is it going to pick up the next when the generation happens? The sky is falling or the sky is purple? Which one? Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, Ahmed. It is blue. Everyone, because this is very, very straightforward, right? Awesome. Thank you, Azam, for the screenshot. Thank you, Fatima. Thank you, everyone. So this is how it works. Now, what is this LLM? Three letters, and let's break each one down, because people throw this acronym around constantly without ever explaining it. LLM, right? Large. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of large? Trained on massive data sets. When I say massive data sets, the entire internet. Can anyone tell me how many billion rows? The people who are in who have done AI residency, the people who have done AI residency, you can tell how many billion rows that they have. Awesome. More than 58 billion rows of data, the first initial training, and after that they increased more and more. But it is the entire internet, the entire slice of publicly available text, books, and code on the internet. Then we have the language, L part. Specifically, this was built for text. In its base form, it understands and produces human language, not images, not audio, just language through many products, not bolt on other capabilities. So when LLM was initially made, it was made for language. And still, if you see a lot of videos, audios, text, the first step that happens is there is a technology that converts all these things into text, and then from that text, all these magic happens. That is the core. Now we have multimodal and other types of model, but when I talk about pure LLMs, it is completely text based. Then we have the word model. What is a model? It is not the fashion model that we talk about. It is a mathematical system with billions of tunable parameters. And this was a question when I was talking to one creative guy in Dubai. When I asked him what is this full form of LLM, what is the M for, he thought it is a robot model, robot who does some model or something like that. And I said, no, that is not that model that you see on TV and everything. This is the level of education that we have, right? And some of you may be laughing, but when you talk to non-technical people, how will they know what is a model, right? So this is it, right? Model is a mathematical system with billions of tunable parameters adjusted during training, like our brains, right? When you see something, what can you tell me, what how does the brain able to receive information and translate information, guys? How does the brain able to do that? We will keep the session engaging. I don't want to have a one-way conversation. This is an open community event. So through neurons, how many neurons do we have? 86 billion. 86 billion neurons. Awesome. Thank you. Not trillions, actually 86 billion neurons we have. Interconnected neurons that we have, and that is how we do, right? This is how all this happens to do the next token prediction we just talked about. And one more term you will hear instantly, and it matters a lot in this industry, is the context window. That is how much text uh, the model can actually see at once. Your conversation so far, your any documents you have attached, your instructions, bigger the window means the model can consider more before it gives the answer. So whenever you see any new model, you will see this particular thing about context. The If you have an enterprise where you have a lot of data, look for models which have a more context window. And when you are deciding your models, these things are also very, very important. Just put C in the chat if all of you are clear about generative AI and LLM. One more slide before I go to the questions, right? Uh, this is the third concept that is very, very important. Generative versus reasoning models. In this model, we have two types of models. 1 year back, most of the models were generative models. When I say generative, they were when you give a text, it generates the next token, and it uses something called as a temperature. Anyone in the chat, what is the temperature? If you can put, I will read it out later. But this is very, very important to know. Since the last 1 year, we have a reasoning model that has come, the model that thinks. All the GPT-5 series and all the Claude series and Opus series and everything are reasoning models. And I was just giving a class in our master class yesterday, and we were discussing, Mohammed, in our new project, if it is a simple project, should we use reasoning model or should we use generating model? I told them that the cost, look, there are a lot of answers that we discussed for a long time, but it really depends upon your use case and the cost and everything that is there. But preferably reasoning models are better because they are reasoning first and then they are generating. And this is something very, very important. So generative models, or you can say generative mode, this is the type of models that are there. It answers immediately, token by token, one pass, no separate thinking step. It's fast, great for writing, chat, straightforward lookups if you want something very, very fast. But reasoning model or the reasoning mode, it thinks before answering. If you are using chat GPT or Claude, you see that option, right? Thinking mode. And even in our agent that we have created in the Decobot, it has the thinking mode on. So that is why it knows, should I go to the SQL tool or should I go to the RAG tool? RAG means the database tool that is there. So reasoning is very, very important. That's why I'm talking a little bit more about this. It generates an internal chain of reasoning first, breaking down the problem, checking its own work before it gives you the final answer. It's slower, it uses more tokens, so it's expensive, guys, huh? But it is dramatically more reliable on hard problems. So most of the enterprises now that I'm speaking to, they are using this particular model. So one analogy that I generally share with all my masterclass residents is, generative mode is like answering a trivia question instantly off the top of your head, whereas the reasoning mode is like working a math problem out on a scratch paper before you write down your final answer. The same brain, but the different process that is there. And going forward, mostly in what we are going to do when I'm talking about agentic AI, here is why this really matters for everything we are about to cover. Agents lean heavily on the reasoning mode. So if it was a AI application bootcamp, I would tell, okay, you can use the generative model. But today, because this is an agentic AI masterclass, we are going to heavily rely on reasoning model. So please don't use a generative model for these type of projects. You will not be able to do a good job, because end of the day they constantly have to decide things, which tool to use, in what order, whether they have enough information yet. And that is a multi-step decision process and not a single instant guess. So keep that in the back of your mind as we get into the agents in the next section. Everyone put C in the chat if this is clear right now. Just put C in the chat if you got this whole idea about LLMs, about generative AI, about LLMs, about the two types of models, reasoning and generative. We are going to not focus on generative a lot. We are going to focus on which model. Can anyone tell in the chat? Which model are we going to focus on? Yeah, now what I'm going to do is I am going to open the questions. So I am going to take a 5 minutes Slido break. I call it Slido break in the community, if you guys are aware. Are you guys enjoying the session? Just put E in the chat if you are enjoying the session. Yeah. I will take a 5 minute Slido break. When I say Slido break, I'll be looking at the questions and I'll be trying to answer, right? Let me also share this link on our LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter platforms. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of comments on LinkedIn to explain LLMs again. Think about LLMs. It's a huge chapter, right? If you want to go in, can you just ask me specifically what you want to know in LLM? LLM is all the models that we are using, large language models that is an LLM. Do you, as agentic AI builder, you don't need to know too much into details about LLMs. Means you're not creating an LLM yourself, right? So my just give me a minute. I will just ask me a specific question, right? That will be better. Don't tell me explain LLMs. What in LLMs? What is your confusion in LLMs? Because LLM in our master classes we have total 4 to 6 hours on just LLMs, and this is important for people who want to take it to the next level, right? People who want to take it to the next level, people who want to learn, who are more curious. I can talk about that later, but right now with this limited bootcamp I cannot go too much detailed. Yeah, let me share the link. Okay. Oh, how to get CPD hours? Can anyone tell me what is the full form of CPD? You have joined a CPD call. What is the full form of CPD? Yeah. So CPD is actually a continuous professional development UK academic body, right? And they have a whole process of getting it. So stay back till the end. If you are staying for the whole session, as I told you, by the end I will let you know what are the next steps, right? How to get the CPD hours attached and everything. And it is very very. I will talk a little bit about it later. But CPD is continuous professional development, and a lot of people who are in the industry, they know it's very very valuable, and we are an accredited partner, so don't worry about that. First stay for the knowledge. We have a lot of knowledge for you. Stay back till the end, we will give you all the details. When is the Kahoot quiz? The Kahoot quiz is going to be at 1:50 p.m. Approximately in one hour to 55 minutes it is going to be, right? Okay. It was yes. What happens? Oh, this is a very futuristic question, right? What happens when training data is running out in the future models, right? So this is a big concern. So what is happening right now, and I will talk a little bit about it later. Right now, the LLMs that are getting trained, how they are getting trained. How many of you, when GPT came back around 3.5 years back, GPT 3.5, and the GPT that you are using right now, is it better or is it? Just put B in the chat if you feel it is better. So what has happened that now that is the reason why a lot of companies, if you see, they are taking all old books and they are scanning those old books that were never there on the internet, and they are giving those information, and also they are learning from our interactions with each other. So every time that you are interacting, like is Bushra is interacting, Athi is interacting, Amulya is interacting, the AI is learning and getting better and better. And I feel that as we speak, internet will also have, right now the internet has a mix of 80% is AI generated, but still they have 20% the information is from humans. So data is not never going to get short. More and more data is going to get created, more and more connected devices are going to happen, more and more things are going to get they connected. So don't worry about that. Here most of the people, and this session, and I'm telling all of you, please learn something, right? The purpose of this session is to learn something, and to what is going to happen in the future. Let the experts decide, let the governments decide. What you have in your hand, you do that. What is in your hand to learn, to solve business problems, to get a high paying job, or to build your career, or to make business, think about those positive aspects. Awesome, awesome. Now I'll just take two more questions. How rack systems work? Rack system, just think about it. You are connecting your data to your large language model. So the data, there is a lot of processes that happen, which we will discuss. It is processed, it is connected to your data. So suppose I ask anything about uh, DDS, about decoding data science, it is going to the database and picking up that information, like standard working hours. it is going to pick it up from there, and it is going to give us the answer, right? That is what is going to happen. Yes, LLM isn't the large language model itself is not useful for quant problems. That's why it is connected to maths tools and Wolfram research, where they're able to do those things. So LLM by itself, whatever tools that you're using like ChatGPT, Gemini, or any other tool, they are not LLMs by itself. They are LLMs connected with a lot of tools, with lot of information. Even these math problems that you said, they are also summarized into text, and they are also learned. And there is a lot of maths and Python code that runs. So what happens, when you are doing a math or a quant problem, a Python code is running in the background and helping you do that. How it is doing that? Because they have tools to generate these, take your problem, generate it into a Python code, run it, and then give you an answer in the backend. The LLM is just a text to text to understand what is happening, what are the type of questions that you are doing, and what are the things that you are building. I have a lot of other questions. I will take maybe give me 10, half an hour more. Please keep the questions again and again, and we will be taking it, right? Can you show me the screenshots? I cannot keep on showing screenshots and everything right now. We need to move further. Yeah, so just stay back till the end. If you have, by the end of the session, when I do the open mic, you can ask me to move slides and I will do that for you, right? Let us move further to the concept 4. Cool. Everyone excited to go to the next section? Just put in the chat if you're excited to go to the next session. We are 2 minutes overboard. Thank you, Nipun. Thank you, Ajay. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Ahmed. Awesome, awesome. Are you guys enjoying the session? I cannot do the Kahoot quiz now. If I do the Kahoot quiz now, you are not going to win, because the questions are going to come from these concepts that I'm telling you. So if you don't understand the concepts, I cannot just do the Kahoot quiz. So please be patient. This is a 2 hours masterclass. We cannot wind up in 1 hour for you, right? I hope it is clear. Just put C in the chat. If everything is clear, let us move to the. Yeah, the good thing is, the what happens, everyone is nowadays, everyone, when I'm doing these master classes, they are impatient, and they want everything immediately. So the serious people, we want serious people in the decoding data science community. So the people who are staying back till the end, they are going to get a lot of value, and they are going to take their learning journey ahead. So the fourth concept is, most modern families let you dial how much a model thinks before it answers. And this is not a marketing term, it's a literally setting that you have in most model APIs and the chat products that we are using. Sometimes a drop down, something called a reasoning effort or a thinking mode that is there. So someone asked in the Slido link as well, what is the budget, how to optimize your application, how to make your application effective. This is one of the best ways. Even if you are using a good model, you need to have these reasoning efforts and thinking modes set. So some of the use, can anyone who did the boot camp for our DDS HR enterprise chatbot, what was the thinking mode that we used? Anyone? What was the thinking mode that we need in our DDS HR enterprise chatbot? Do we need low? Do we need medium? Do we need? Okay, thank you. Nipun remembers. Aryaman remembers. Aryaman, were you there in the boot camp as well? I think, yeah. Great to see you back. So a lot of people here who already have done the boot camp, they are coming back to revise and to learn new concepts. So thank you everyone for your participation. Thank you, Fatima. Thank you, Sintabi. Thank you, Bushra, Sayatan. I read each and every comment, right? So please be active. I read each and everything. Please speak on. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, please put your questions. Whatever you want me to speak on, I will speak. But please put your questions on Slido. Okay, Mr. Sina. So it is medium. So every one of you got it correct, it is medium. But I'll just explain you the different modes so that the new people will know about it. Low or off, fastest and the cheapest. Good for simple lookups, chat, drifting, draft, simple medium, writing basic articles, doing some basic research. Medium is balanced. So always when we start a project, we start with medium, center. That is the best way, right? So you know you can go left or you can go right. Good for everyday analysis and most agent steps. So I recommend not to start with low. Always any project that you start with medium, and then you see if it is doing well in medium. Okay, you can do one test and on the one A/B testing for the low side and see how it works. One A/B testing for the high side, and then figure out. There is people ask me, Mohammed, which is the best model, which is the best reasoning effort. There is no right answer. Everyone agrees with me. It is all about experimentation. You have to do these things in the playground. You have to set. That's the reason why we give day one and day two beginning for people to experiment which model they want to use and what is their reasoning effort and thinking mode. I give a baseline from my experience, but people need to, write, document it in the progress notebook, what they did and how they selected it. High or extended is the slowest, most thorough. It consumes a lot of tokens. It is a little slow. It is good for hard math, complex planning, and multi-tool agent discussion that is there. And one thing I request all of you is, if today we are talking about agentic AI, so if you are building an agent that has to decide between three different tools and combine three outputs, you want a higher reasoning effort on that specific decision step. But if you just are using one tool or it's just summarizing one paragraph, low effort is faster, cheaper, and just as good. Cranking up the reasoning effort, there is a wasted cost. And it's not only about the cost, it also becomes slow. And this is one of the first real design decisions you will make once you start building your own agents. And this is very, very important. And the thing is, most of us here are building projects. 50% of your people have already built projects. You don't need to answer anyone right now. You have selected an LLM because it was available, it was free, and that was the first thing that came to your mind. But when you are working in an enterprise, you need to justify, why did I use GPT 5.6 Terra medium thinking mode? Because that is important, right? You cannot just do anything as your wish. So now let's talk about a moment a model stops just talking and actually starts doing things, and in the tool method that is there. So now the tool method that we have, I will just talk about the landscape that we have before going to the tool, because this is a question that 90% of the people ask me. And the I'm showing you the three biggest names in the industry: OpenAI's GPT, Anthropic's Cloud, and Google Gemini. They are not interchangeable, right? Each has genuinely different personality and different strengths. If you see about OpenAI, this is the broad ecosystem that we are using. Why I like personally, I most of my workshops that I do, I use OpenAI for a reason, right? Because this is the market leader. It has been there since the start, and still 80% of the users are OpenAI users. Anthropic and Google are picking up, but still OpenAI, whatever you say, they have the first mover advantage. They are always going to be there. And Anthropic is very strong as well. It is picking up. It is strong at careful structured reasoning. It is very good at coding. It has a large context window that are great for big documents, real emphasis on safety and reliability. And Google Gemini, it has deep integration into Google Workspaces. So if you have your data in Google Docs and all these things, then this will be a good choice as well. It's a strong multimodal text, image, video, everything they can do together. And they have a free tier, but since July last this year, they have really reduced their free tier. So you cannot do much on their free tier that is there. But now, just to be stay strictly neutral and factual, and this is something I want every one of you to know. uh, I am telling my choices, what I have been using and what I see in the industry. Some of you have some favorites, some of you have some biases, but I pick up things for a reason, and I've explained this very much details in our boot camp. Why did I select this versus this? But all of you here are free to do your own research, to use whatever you are comfortable, but please read the documentation that is there. For decobot that we have used, when we were deciding for the decobot, uh, because this is a heavy internal tool, it requires a large context window really matters to me more than the raw chat speed. That's why that choice made sense for us to go for a specific model, and your use case might be completely different, and whatever you are building, you need to document it, you need to do proper research and then pick it up. That is there. What we can give you, we can just give you some best practices that are there, but whatever I tell you is my own experience and what I have been working with my clients. But you need to go verify against the provider's current documents. Why current documents? Because things change every month. Right now I'm telling you 5.6 Luna, that is the cheapest model. They have reduced their price in 1st of August to $0.1 or $0.2. This is very recent. Every month you go to OpenAI, the pricing changes. So you have to always, that's the reason I told, look at the current docs before you validate, because some of the things that I say may be 1 week old or 2 weeks old. So always go back to the current document to get the latest information, because they don't have any fixed time of changing. Most of the time, what I see in the starting of the month, they change. Like 1st of August, they change the price. And they made it cheaper. That is good for us. But you need to know, right? Because you have budgeted for $0.5 and now it is $0.2. So at least you should know about it. Most of the time, they don't make it expensive. Sometimes they make it expensive also. Sometimes they make it expensive, yes. The older models, they make it expensive. The good models, they make it cheaper. Now, I wanted to talk about, because a lot of people ask me about free tire comparison. And the good news is that you don't need to pay immediately if you want to start experimenting, right? All the three offer meaningful free access, but not the API, but I'm talking about the tool. ChatGPT and Claude both give limited daily free chat usage, but they have really reduced it with some trial credits available in their developer console. Gemini currently has the most generous free tier of the three, plus a genuinely useful free tier inside the Google AI Studio for anyone who wants to, do the playground testing, who want to use some no code, low code specific that is there. I just wanted to know in this chat, right? Can you put C, ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, or put all the, if you are using any one of them, so I get an idea what you guys are using right now. This is for the 50% of the people who actually build something. Can you please put on the chat? So this will give us an idea that is there. But this is very important for people, especially learners. And I also try to do my best research to tell you what free tier is available. So things change. When I made this slide 1.5 weeks back, and now things have become a little different. So you need to look at the documentation that is there, and always check the provider's current pricing page before you build anything. This protects you if the prices changes, that is there, right, when your product is getting live. And okay, cool. So now let me go back to how the model is talking, how the model is working, which is what are the free tires that you want, and how to it connects to the things, right? How it takes from the model to the agent. This is very important, because the pivot point of this entire masterclass is this, right? Let me say it plainly. Everything before this moment was, what is the model? How to select the best model for your project? Which thing you want to start building with, right? Everything from here is, how do you turn that model into something genuinely useful? If you only remember one transition point from today, make it this one: model versus model to agents. Now, a model talks. A model, let's make the distinction between both these things. A model talks, it answers from what it was trained on. It has no memory beyond the current conversation. It can't check today's data or take any action, and only knows what it knew up to its training cutoff. Can anyone tell me what is the training cutoff of the latest GPT models? What is the training? When I say training cutoff, Chat this GPT 5.6 does not know what is the weather of Dubai now. It does not know who won the FIFA World Cup 2026. You guys agree? Just put. Can anyone tell me in the chat why does not it know who won the FIFA World Cup in 2026? The FIFA World Cup. If any of you are football fans. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, but why does not the LLM know? Why does not the LLM know about this? You all know here, you all are typing in the chat that Spain won. But why does not the LLM know about this? Why does not the model knows about this? So Gale is saying LLMs needs to be trained first. So when the LLM was trained, GPT 5.6, it was trained on data till October 2025. So it does not know anything about what has happened in 2026, right? So this is it. So and now an AI agent comes into the picture. It retrieves latest data or your company data in real time. That is called RAG, retrieval augmented generation. It calls tools and APIs, queries databases. It chains multiple steps towards a goal. And critically, it uses a model. Model is very important. Without model, guys, agent be existing? That's why we spent a long time on model, because a lot of people, they don't spend time on the model part, they directly go to the agent part. Will that work? Just put in the chat, will that work? No, because agent is using the model to do all the reasoning, to do all the thinking. It is the reasoning engine. But it is not just the model. The model is the brain, the agent is the whole body around it. This is something very important that we want to speak about, right? And an agent is a model plus, in this use case, the ability to retrieve information from the policy document and take action wired together in a loop. And that loop is called a loop engineering that we all discuss about. If you write down exactly one sentence from today, and every one of you, if you can make a note about this, right? Everything for the rest of the session is just unpacking what retrieves, act and loop. This is loop engineering, act and loop, actually what it means in practice, which you will see about. So someone was asking me one for 30 minutes back, what is RAG? Now I'm going to go deeper into this, right? You heard about it. The word retrieve from that last slide that you saw, that is retrieval augmented generation. And it is how an agent reads your document instead of relying only on what it has trained on. And I asked you this question, right? Does the LLM GPT, let us take the latest and the best LLM, GPT 5.6 Terra, know what is the standard working hours of DDS? What is the standard working hours of decoding data science? We are not a big company like Google, Microsoft, or Meta that AI will know so much about us. So AI LLMs are useless for us unless we connect it to our document. This is very important. So what we are going to do, there are 4 steps that are there that we are going to talk about, right? The 4 steps that you see, how the RAG is getting decomposed. Step 1 is your question. Like suppose I'm asking this question, what your leave carry over policy is. Step 2, what happens? The retrieval happens. The system searches the HR policy document for the most relevant chunks of text, not the whole document, just the relevant piece. Step 3 is the augment. Those chunks get inserted directly into the model's context window. Remember that term from earlier? context window we discussed. Anyone remembers the word? Just put C in the chat if you remember the word context, which is very, very important. And then after the augment happens, step 4 is the generating the part. The model writes its answer using your actual policy text, not whatever it might vaguely remember from the training. So this is exactly what happened when DecoBot answered the policy question that we asked. Half of our opening question, if you guys remember, the leave carryover policy, nothing more mysterious than these 4 steps that has happened. And the good thing, if some of you who joined in the middle, you might have missed the whole flow of the story, the whole flow of the journey that we have gone across. So if someone asks how retrieval actually works, how it finds the actual right chunks, there is internally, this is a 4 hours, 4 master classes that we do in our AI residency, where we go deeper into embeddings, vector databases, that documents getting converted into numbers that capture meaning, and the system uses semantic search to find the closest match to your question. And lot of maths happens in the background. If you're interested, you can sign up for us and continue your learning journey, and I will talk more about it later when we go ahead, right? Just put C in the chat if all of you get the overview of how RAG works in the 4-step process. I will take the question break in 9 minutes, exactly 1:30 p.m. Now coming to tools. After RAG tools, the other half of what we saw in the demo, if you remember the demo, the first half was information coming from the RAG. The second half was the tool. The tool is anything outside the model that it can call to get a fresh information or take an action, a search, an API, a database query, running a piece of code. Suppose here in this case, right, we will take an example. Uh, we ask this question and we have something called as a search, which looks up for current information in the that the model was not trained on. This is the search query. Suppose the same question that we asked, who won the FIFA World Cup 2026? The LLM does not know about this. So out of these 4, which tool is it going to use? Can you put in the chat? Is it going to use search? Is it going to use database query? Is it going to use function call or code execution to know who won the FIFA World Cup in 2026? Thank you, Ahmed. It is going to use Google search or web search or Microsoft search. So it is going to use the search tool. Everyone put C in the chat if all of you are clear. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, Ogale. Thank you, Bushra. Thank you, Aditya. Thank you all for your comments, right? Yeah, keep engaging so it becomes a two-way conversation, right? And we'll have fun. Now we have the database query. Database query is pulling live structured data exactly like Decobot did, checking your leave balance in the vacation days example. This is it. So when I'm, these are the majorly, these are the all the tools that you hear about in agentic AI, they fall under this bracket. So I'm giving you the whole picture and not only one project. So the in what happens in the Decobot project, which tool is getting used? Can anyone put in the chat? In the Decobot project, which tool is getting used to get information about the latest leave balance of Aisha Khan? Thank you, Robert. It is database query. Because when I ask Aisha Khan leave balance, it writes an SQL query, select star from leave balance where employee name is equal to Aisha Khan, and it picks up 22 and pushes to the large language model to give us an answer. Now the third one is the function or API calling, triggering an action in another system like sending an email or creating a support ticket that is there, which is a little bit advanced. We will discuss in the future master classes. Then we have the code execution. So someone asked me in the Slido, if we are asking for a math or a quant or research type of topic, then we have this tool called code execution tool, which run codes to calculate, transform or verify something precisely rather than guessing a number. So this is all the 4 kinds of tools in the whole agentic. So today, in the last 2 hours, we have done a crash course on the whole agentic AI that you will pay thousands of dollars to learn anywhere, right? So this is very, very valuable to all of you. So this is a very, very clean mental model for you. RAG is a knowledge model that needs to read. Tools are for action or live data, and the model needs to fetch or trigger, and both of these gets wired into the model by something called as a harness. So if you see in this whole context, I am talking words like prompt, context, loop, and now harness. And I will show you in the next slide how these things connect to each other, because end of the day, this is where our framework picks up the next. This is the 4-layer shift. Since the last 2 months, all our master classes and all our workshops, I try to link to this awesome 4-layer shift that we have seen. So whatever we discussed today till now, they follow almost all these 4 frameworks in some or the other way. And this is our signature framework in the Decoding Data Science Academy that we use. And this is very, very, very useful. Latest and the best. The one thing most people want to remember and repeat after they leave this room is this particular thing, right? RAG, tools, reasoning mode, all of it fits into one mental model I use every time I design an agent. And if you can just take one screenshot and stick it on your table, this is what it is going to be. I call it the 4-layer shift. Layer 1 is prompt engineering, very, very important. Instructions, you cannot live without it. The way you do it has become better, but still you need to give. The way you give is very, very important. What you tell the model to do and how clear you tell it. Layer 2 is the context engineering, what the model can see, documents, conversation history. The more you show, the more, not only don't show them garbage. It's not, when I say show, you don't give it access to everything. Give access to the valuable resources that will help it to require to give you the right answer, right? That is where we remove the garbage out of it. Then we have and here is where RAG also lives. This is in the context engineering, the RAG also lives. Then we have the harness engineering, the tools, the APIs, and the data connection wired together around the model. This is where the tool call lives. Very, very important. And then we have the layer 4, that is the loop engineering, which we discussed, the reason and acting, how the agent chains multiple steps, checks its own work, and decides when it's actually done. I don't need to do any tool call, and I just directly give the answer about Aisha Khan's leave and everything that is there. Awesome. Now I'm going to take a Slido break. Now we have design principles, right? How these things are getting designed, how things are getting connected, what is the problem statement, how do we select the tools when we talk about the next steps. But before that, I will take a Slido break. Are you guys enjoying the session? Just put E in the chat. Did you get a good idea about how the whole system works? Just put E in the chat. Awesome, awesome. I will take questions that are more relevant to today's session, right? I'm getting a lot of futuristic questions and a lot of negative questions. I want to be positive. As a trainer, my work is to be as positive as possible. So let me. When is the Kahoot quiz? Kahoot quiz. Kahoot quiz. I will do the Kahoot quiz in 20 minutes, guys. Just give me. Okay. Yes. Okay. Can you guys share the Slido link again on the chat? A lot of people, they don't have the Slido link. I have shared it multiple times. I think a lot of new people have come in. So let me share the link again. And let me share the link again in the chat, and we will take it further. If your questions are not getting answered, don't worry. I will do a recording and I will share it later, right? Or you can stay back till the end and take things further. Yes. See, the thing is, technologies are moving very fast, right? Technologies are moving very fast. And whenever I do talks, especially when I was just searching for a slide that I do for corporate trainings. The purpose of the session is not to teach you A to Z, right? Again, I'm telling you, if you have joined this session thinking that you will become an expert in 1 hour, then that is not the case, right? And I will just share you one image, one saying of one of my mentors, or the person I follow a lot. Actually, I think I should have, yes, let me just put it here, right? I'll share my screen, and this is a message to all of the people who are, confused, and they are like, they want to learn everything. And this is just a start. So I'll just show this and message to everyone, right? Can you guys see my screen? Yes. So this is it, right? This is from Albert Einstein, one of the most intelligent people that I know so far. This is what he had mentioned, right? The more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know. So this, with this mindset that we are coming here, this is a learning community, right? You keep learning, you keep being curious, and that is the journey that I want to share with you. You cannot learn everything on one day. So a lot of you are having questions. A lot of you are getting that curiosity. How does this happen? How does this happen? So you need to take that curiosity and keep learning. So and keep this message with you. This is what I get motivated myself every time I do a session, every time I talk to people, is to keep digging, keep learning, because this will never continue. If you think that I learned today, tomorrow I need to stop learning and I will do awesome, that is not going to happen. We need to keep. That's the reason why you need to be part of learning communities like DDS, like the ecosystem that we are creating, where we do so much knowledge sharing. I have not talked about tools, about Microsoft, Google, or any other tool. I am giving you real knowledge that you can take across vendors, across platforms, and you can learn and build technologies, right? So this is a message, and I was trying to share this screenshot to all the people who are getting too much stressed out that they don't know a lot of things. Don't worry, at least now you know the terminologies. Be happy that at least now you know, you have heard about RAG into DDS, and now in the future you will learn more about it, you will go deeper into it. So have that mindset, right? That is something important. Keep coming to our events that we do sessions every week. We have 4 live sessions like this. The more you attend, the more you will going to uh, use. I hope I answered your question. Okay. Okay. If people are asking me to switch slides and everything, please stay back till the end after the session. Then I can share you which slide you want, and then I can do it for you guys. Right? Let me. Yeah. Uh, okay. Now coming to, see, harness. My usage of harness is connecting it to different tools. How does it affect LLM selection? LLM is a different thing. LLM, till the model part, I explained you what the LLM is doing. What that you need to make the selection. So when you are using agents, if it is more than 3 tools, 4 tools, then you need to go for the high reasoning mode. And then when you, what tools you are connecting, and you need to decide depending upon your use case how many tools that you want to use, right? Sometimes you want to use 1 tool, sometimes you want to use 2 tools. That depends on you and how you connect everything together with all these things together, right? So you cannot just have one engineering, you have to have all the 4 engineerings and a part of it depending upon your project that you are building, right? What counts as a token? Think about token as a word. For now, for simplicity, Muhammad Arshad Ahmad is 3 tokens. Okay, now what does which cheap and best models out there today? There is nothing called as cheap and best. As I told you, depending upon your use case and your project, you need to decide. First, you need to decide which vendor you want to go for, and then do A/B testing. There is no right answer, and I don't like to use the word cheap. I like to use the word cost effective, because cheap is not a good word to tell in these scenarios. Right? Depending upon use case, that is something that is very, very important. What are the main steps to build fully functional LLM plus RAG? First, you need to learn what an LLM is and how you connect an LLM to a RAG tool. Okay. The problem is China cheap model. If you see, the problem is not about free models. Even if you are using a free model, there are a lot of platforms that are there, right? You need to still download that model. You need to have an hardware. You need to have an API called send an API and use it. And Chinese model are good, like Kimi K3. I made a video on Kimi K3. Please look at that video. But most in the UE and in this part of the world, mostly when we are doing a project, we want to focus on the bigger population, and we focus on the big players. And there is a lot of reason why we selected the big 3, because they are the front runners. We have more trust on them compared to the other models that are there. Cool. I will show the slide, Ogale, of the 4-layer shift. Thank you for joining in. Ogale has been there in the community for almost 4 years. So thank you. And still she's coming for these workshops. So it's very, very great to see you in the call. So many of the people I see on the Zoom, the people who are still staying back are the people who are old in the community, who have been part of this. Someone is asking, can you tell me about this? What is this boot camp? Okay, I will talk about the boot camp later. So the purpose of this session, right, and I will just take a minute to before I connect to talk about the next slide, because people are getting confused about the CPD hours and the boot camps and everything. This is a live master class. So what we do is we do these live master classes about agentic AI. We open it up for public to know what we are doing, to get you guys a feel of what we do in the DDS ecosystem. This is like a 50% of what we do, less than 50% of what we do in a real master class inside our boot camp. The thing about boot camp right now, this is more like it is opening your brains. It is showing you what are other possibilities. But when you are actually building applications, when you are building products, when you are doing the things, and I always tell this to people, right? All of you today, many of the 50% of the people are new in the community. They are coming here for the first time, and I have been doing so many master classes, so many workshops. Right now we have totally 200 people across all our platforms, including Zoom. So and all of you are interested to learn about these technologies, right? But if you really want to go deeper into actually doing the coding, actually building things by themselves, because end of the day, what I tell people is, it is good to learn. Today you got a very good idea about how things are working, but if you want to go deeper into something, then there is you have to be in a room where you are building together. And for that reason, in our community, we started something, and I will talk a little bit about it, because a lot of people are getting confused. And before people start leaving the rooms, I just wanted to tell you guys about this, because a lot of people are asking this question on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter as well. So this is the link of the bootcamp, and I'm showing you a live view of this bootcamp. As I tell you, this is the 6th edition of the bootcamp that we are launching on the August. Many of you here, how many of you here have attended a bootcamp before? Just put B in the chat if you have attended a bootcamp before. So you can help answer these questions on the Slido. Azam was on, he did the first edition. Every edition we have something new in the community, but something new. So as of now, you can see this is live. We just launched it a few days back. We already have 7 people who already have registered for this boot camp. That we only take in a boot camp, we take maximum. This time what we had last boot camp, we had a cap of 15 people, 15. This time we have increased the cap to 30 people. because we want to give more value to more people. So we have increased the cap to 30 people. So you can still join. There are 23 seats left. And I will tell you the beauty of this. This is already started. The day zero has already started, right? The day zero has already started. What do you get in day zero? You get everything that you require. People who are new to Python, we also give them a Python certification that you go through and you get ready, because end of the day, whatever we are doing, we require Python to do this, right? And prepare, you already start preparing for the boot camp. So the boot camp has already started officially. The day zero has started. You will download an idea template. You will look at the project documents. You will look at what needs to be do. You will get the API key. You will get ready. And the first master class happens on Friday that evening. That is on 28th of August. Friday, Saturday, and by Sunday, you are going to, by Sunday 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. the master class is there, and the open questions till 1 hour or something. And by 11:45 p.m. by Dubai Standard Time, you will be finishing a project and submitting it inside the challenge. So this is the whole journey that we have converted this into a weekend boot camp where people come, and it's a hands-on sharing session. We give coding breakout rooms, coding breakout time for people to actually go and take the code and run it by themselves. If they are facing issues, they do a screen sharing. So we make sure everyone who joins live, they complete it by doing a demo. And also we do a recording, and everyone gets access to the AI Accelerator Hub, where we have recording and we have a lot of stuff. So this is a very fun way of learning and putting things together. And it's not only this, you will get all the details. We also give the winners scholarship and JetBrains licenses worth $2,400 as well. So we have converted this into this. So now coming to the, I've already shared this link for people who are interested. You can look at this and you can continue your learning journey here. And the best thing, and why am I sharing this with all of you right now, is today is the last day for the launch of officially. I will the price for this is as I showed you in the event page, it is $149. But what we have done is we have slashed the, if you go to this event page, all that you guys have registered for this event, you will see this. So the total value that you get here is not only the sessions, the live master classes, you get the recordings, resources, self-paced videos, you get a Python certification, you get a bonus workshop, and you get a CPD accredited certificate. So the 2 hours that you are doing right now is going to get added up, and you will be getting total 10 CPD hours of certificate that is officially in the portal and everything. So a lot of people are asking for the 2 CPD. This is going to, all the people who have registered who sign up for this can continue their journey for 8 hours, and we will record your this event if you have attended the session, and then you will be getting the 10 CPD hours that is there. So this is the 10 CPD hours, including the 8 hours in the boot camp that we have done, and 2 hours that you are spending with us right now. We can combine it and we will give you. So all the details, and the best thing is the early bird price is there. You can look at it and take it further. I hope I answered your question, Ahmed. Now you will get the CPD hour once you have completed, and it's very easy to complete. You just need to join us and take things further. Just put C in the chat if all of you are clear of the CPD, 2 CPD hours and the boot camp that you guys you were requesting. Awesome. Cool. So some of you were asking about this question about the layers. Ogale, if you're there, you can take a screenshot. How many of you are excited to continue your learning with the boot camp? Just put E in the chat if you are excited to continue your learning with the boot camp. Done, Okale, just confirm in the chat if it is done. Some of you are asking about this screenshot. Please take the screenshot. This is the only main takeaway that you're going to have, the framework. Depending upon your project, you are going to do this. Why simplicity wins? This is very, very important. The framework that I showed you, before I again go to Decobot and I talk about it, I want to talk about, because a lot of people are building applications, but this philosophy behind it is getting lost. Because the frameworks we just covered are only useful if you resist the urge to overbuild with them. Simplicity, I'll tell you, working for 21 years in corporate, this is the most important thing. Every company in the world, Google is trying to make your life simpler. ChatGPT is trying to make your life simpler. So you also need to think about how you can simplify the way you are writing and giving value to your business stakeholders. That is something very, very important, because the more the complex you make things, the more the chances of it to break, the more the chances of it to give error, the more the chances to it to give hallucination that happens, right? And the goal is purely to reframe the upcoming case study that we're talking, right? Decobot project is not impressive because it's not that impressive because about the complexity, right? It is very, very simple. We have tried, and when we talk about clarity, the more the focused you are, the more the simple you are, the more the narrow you are trying to solve a problem, the greater that you are going to build that this particular application. So this is very, very important. This one philosophy is very, very important, because the problem first and technology, lot of people, before they even build their solutions, they start thinking about technology. Oh, should I use LangChain versus Llama Index versus MCP? No. Here is the trap I see constantly, and a lot of experts here, the builders here, will agree with me. I have fallen into myself. Someone gets excited about a new model or a new agent framework, and that's the question they start with it. What can I build with this cool new technology? The question always, goes around the technology. Should I use MCP? So I do a lot of corporate trainings. Everyone is excited about MCP. Mohammed, MCP, MCP, add MCP, do this, do that. But do you actually need it? I again go back to them. What problem are you solving? The question never starts with the technology. It starts with the what is your problem that you're solving. And I use this approach a lot personally, and I want all the hundreds of you to use this approach. What's the smallest system, that smallest and the easiest system that can actually solve this? So I have a diagram that I use, a flow chart. Can an LLM solve it? If LLM can solve it, very good, finish it off. No, LLM cannot solve it. We require a data. Do you have the data existing? No, I don't have the data existing. Then first you create the data, then come back to me. That is the thing, right? You have to be a little bit straight to the clients if you really want to deliver value. So this is the whole stuff that we do. There are a lot of other things that we have, but I just wanted to summarize this by: the best agent solves one narrow problem extremely well. They are not trying to be everything. Like I gave you an example of Decobot. I could have easily added a Google search. I could have easily added multiple tools. Why should I do that? I will not. I don't want to overcomplicate. People want to come and know their leave balances. That's it. If they want something else, go to some other tool. And this is what Decobot, as the hero of the next section I'm going to talk about deeper, is going to go into this, right? Simplicity. Not remove the complex bus from it. Only focused on two things: policy document and the, what is the second thing, guys, of the Decobot? If you guys remember, what was the second thing in the Decobot? The first thing is the policy. This is the architecture that we have used, right? User, the router, and now I'll just go quickly because I already talked about this multiple times. Now you guys can relate to this. What was the second thing, guys? In the one was the policy. Second thing was the, thank you, Ahmed, the SQL database, right? The SQL query that is there. This is the architecture. Then we have the router. Router decides whether it should go to path A or path B. Now I think you guys, the people who attended since the last 2 hours are getting brain fatigue. Can anyone remember in that architecture what were the two things? Can you put on the chat? One was the, you can see in the slide as well. One was the policy, other was the SQL database. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, Syed. Thank you. I hope some of you were attentive, so it is awesome. I think a lot of you guys are tired and you want to directly go to the Kahoot quiz. Yeah, I'll just take 5 minutes, 2 more minutes, and then we'll go to the Kahoot quiz. This is how the code looks like. This is how when you go deeper into the master classes, we'll go to the code and everything. This is the peak of the code regarding the retrieval. This is the retrieval. This is the router, and this is the response. now we are going to do the quiz. So how many of you are excited for the quiz? Just put C in the chat if you're excited for the quiz. After the quiz, I'm going to take the Kahoot question. Some of you are asking, is there no boot camp next week? No, boot camps are every month. We only have one boot camp. So we just finished a boot camp in July 24th. So we cannot, because we need to get at least 30 people to have a good room of people, right? So if you're really interested to do next week, you register now. We will be giving you immediate access of the AI Accelerator Hub, where you will have all the recordings. So we have edited all the recordings and we have given it to you. So you can start now itself. You register now, you take the early bird offer of 49. It is going to increase to $149 by today evening, and take this opportunity for a small fee. You can join now. You can start learning and start preparing, start joining live classes, look at the recordings, get ready. So you don't need to think that, oh, it's happening after 20 days. You need to start preparing. That's the reason why we have the early bird launch price. A lot of people join in the last week, but if you want to join in the last week, maybe seats will not be available, because we have a hard cutoff, as I told you. Though we have increased the seats, but it fills up very fast by the end, and you will need to pay 3 times more the fee. And there have been people, I know people here in the call, they will be like, they will be very sad that why did not I join it early. I am doing this because we have increased the seat from 15 to 30. Now we require more people. So the people who have done in the earlier cohorts are lucky, because there are only 10 to 15 people. Now we have 30, but we will manage, because we have a team, we have a lot of senior people to help as well. So don't worry about that. We will make the experience very, very good for all the 30 people who are joining with us. Don't worry about that. And I will show you the hub as well. All of you get the hub access, which has all the recordings, a lot of self materials that we use in our academy. So don't worry about that. I know some of you are impatient. You want to learn everything today, but it takes time. If you want to be part of the boot camp, you can still be today, because we will give you all the recording. You will be part of a WhatsApp group. If you have any questions, you can practice up and be ready. Live classes have a completely different experience. And I will tell you, right? I have done thousands of sessions, guys. I have done thousands of sessions. The people who look at the recordings, or people who are here in the session, the experience is completely different. Do you guys agree? In the just put C in the chat if you agree. Live master classes with live hands-on, giving time to build, working together, working in a room of 10 seniors. Aryaman, did you guys enjoy when you were not only the master classes, you are in a WhatsApp group where you help each other, where you are playing around with each other, where you are pushing each other to build. That is the power of this whole cohort, and that is what we try to build. And we were just discussing in the morning, people hesitate to get enrolled for the first one, but once there are people who have done all the 5 boot camps, and some people ask me, every boot camp, is it the same? No, it is not the same, because there are newer models. We try to use the latest models, and we talk about the latest things that are there. Things change in every month. All of you understand, AI is changing every month. So the thing that you learned 2 months back, when you just come in a live group, you learn new things. I try to keep it as updated as possible. So I hope, Ahmad, Sayed, your answers, your questions and your concerns are related. I'm going to share the Kahoot link. Every one of us were waiting for the Kahoot quiz right now. So I'm going to give the Kahoot quiz, and looking forward for your awesome participation, everyone. Yes, I will show you the hub. Give me 5 minutes. A lot of people are waiting for the quiz. I need to finish the quiz that I promised to all of you, and take things further. Someone is asking, what is the price of the Kahoot? I will talk about the price. Give me a minute. Let me share the link on all the platforms. I will stay back after the Kahoot. I will stay back for all your questions. Anyone who is joining the session, joining the boot camp today, live in front of me, we will welcome them to the boot camp. We will welcome them. How many seats are available at the launch price? So we have not limited the seats. By today, by evening, we are going to remove this thing, and we are going to go back to the full price. And the team has not guaranteed how many seats. We don't do that, that marketing that you 2 seats, 1 seat. Once we reach that quota, I think the team decides. I'm not the person who decides the exact quota and everything. So please look out for the WhatsApp messages and the emails that the team sends you about that, right? But my personal recommendation is share it with your any friends who are looking for this awesome opportunity of getting. It is not only about the boot camp. You're getting value of $1,350 of value you're going to get in this whole boot camp, and the experience is unbelievable, and you will keep coming back again and again for more. So let me share my screen with the sound and get it going. We'll start in 30 seconds, guys, so please. Okay, I'm sorry for that. Let me. Some of you, I forgot to tell the price. Yeah, the price is this. So I will just tell the price. The price is our LinkedIn Visibility OS, because end of the day, it is not only about learning. We have a flagship program that we have created. As all of you know, I have around 62,000 followers in my LinkedIn itself. Hundreds of you are joining on LinkedIn right now. So this is very, very important, right? How to use AI to make your portfolio better, and a lot of things, right? You have to be visible. No one knows that Ahmed is a AI expert. He may be very good at his own boundaries, but he needs to be out there. People should know about and share. So what we do in the DDS, we not only learn, we also have this codex of sharing knowledge to others, sharing what you are learning, and this is what we'll discuss in details in this LinkedIn Visibility OS. So the winners will be getting this, but I will talk about this condition that you need to also post about this experience and send an email to connect@Decoding Data Science and take it further. Ahmed, I hope it is clear. Ahmed, Syed, all of you. So best of luck. And it's a revision of what you have learned today, right? Kahoot is a very good way of ending our community event by the journey that we have gone through by learning new things. Okay, cool. I am going to start in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Best of luck, guys. Congratulations, everyone. Did you guys enjoy the Kahoot quiz? So, just everyone. Where is my mouse? Did you guys enjoy the Kahoot? Yeah. A lot of people on LinkedIn enjoyed the Kahoot. Just put K in the chat if you enjoyed the Kahoot. This is for everyone. Just put MPTU to all the winners. This is a very good way to revise your concepts that you have and be. Some of the questions were from our previous sessions, but if you're active in the community, you will be able to answer. So keep this learning across. Now, what I'm going to do is a lot of questions are coming about the boot camp. So I am going to now stay back till all the questions are getting answered. And as I told again, I hope this is a start of your learning journey for all the people who are new to this session, who have joined for the first time. I hope you guys, I'll be taking all your questions, but I require at least 5 to 10 more minutes. I will be staying on this call because a lot of people on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter as well are asking about how to join the next event, how to be part of the boot camp. People are thinking that the boot camp is on 28th August. There is still time, so the conversion is not. People are not, getting too much excited. But I will try to just share with all of you why you need to join early. The earlier you join, the more value that you are going to get. Because what we have been doing in the community, and some of you are asking, Mohammed, can I get the slides and the recording? No, the slides and the recording will not be given to you. This is a part of our corporate trainings that is there. And when we are doing this in the this thing, we cannot share exactly the slide. As I told you earlier, you can look at the recording also. It is live streaming, but we are going to remove the live streaming websites, and the recording is going to be not available for this, right? It is not when I say it's not going to be available, it's not going to be available for free. There is a pay wall that is in our AI guild, and for the bootcamp participants, it is going to be added in the hub, right? So I hope you guys understand. We are already doing a free call where we have 200 people. We can't give everything for free. There is a little bit value that you need to also understand. So don't ask recording slides and all those things. Talk about the learning. Put in the chat what you have learned today. One key takeaway from the whole session. Can anyone share in the chat what was the takeaway? What have you learned in this last 2 hours of the session? Please put the takeaway. Don't be a resource collector. I know a lot of people who just go to workshops, webinars, take screenshots, save it on their hard drive, and they never go back. And I was doing that 10 years before. When I was learning AI, I used to do that. I used to go to all the free webinars, and I used to take screenshots, and I used to save it. And don't do that. That is not going to help you. Just have that mind shift change that I just requested all of you to have, right? Thank you, Sayed. Thank you, Yash. Thank you, Fred. I hope the whole reason DDS is not just a event. Like, people are coming here for the last 4 years. I can see a lot of people here who are still staying back after 2 hours, have been there for the last 4 years. So this is not a transactional place where you just come, take few screenshots, add slides, and then go away, right? I hope you are clear. Cool. So now let me just take your 5 minutes to share you. Look, a lot of people on LinkedIn are a little confused about the ecosystem. So this is the ecosystem, right? This is our ecosystem that we have. This is the session that you are doing. So this is the platform. So this is, if you go here, this is the digital files. These are all the files that we have. And when I say files, these are recordings, resources, and everything. For the hub, this is the AI Accelerator Hub. So today's recording is going to get added here as an extra workshop. So this is it. So the people who already have access to this, the people who already done the bootcamp before, in the July, June. These are all edited boot camps videos that you can go and look at. People who have not, who are going to register for the August boot camp, the new people will be getting access to this now itself, right? So that you can prepare everything. You can watch, you can start, you can prepare everything. This is one. This is one extra. This is worth 300. I think more than that. I don't know if you convert dirhams, 1,135 dirhams by $300. $300 worth, we are giving it completely for free. Now, if you go to community here, this is our community. You join the community. We are 15,252 people, and you can go to the WhatsApp group and introduce yourself. We have around 15 different WhatsApp groups. You will be joining these WhatsApp groups. Next is, if you go to products, you want to join live events. So this is our next live event that is going to happen. So please register for this. So all the people who have stayed back, we are going to announce the winner of the giveaway of today in this session, right? We already have 44 people who have already registered. This is very, very important topic about managing stakeholders in a data. So not only you get access to these boot camps, you get access to guest speakers who are expert in their field as well. So this is one, I request all of you to join this session on Tuesday, where we will announce the winner of this bootcamp session that we have. And now I will be just sharing this link on all the platforms. So you please register for this, join the WhatsApp community, take the learning further, right? If you now someone is asked, let me now just look at some of the questions that we have in the Slido. I will be taking 5 minutes and then we can break off. Yeah. Can you share a takeaway in the chat, guys? What was one of the takeaways that you had? On LinkedIn, I'm getting some takeaways. So you learned about two different types of models. You learned the difference between agents and models. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Ahmed. Any other takeaways? Can you guys remember what you learned through this whole 2 hours that you spent? The people who stuck in for 2 hours with me. Can you give me some takeaways? More than 2 hours now. It is 2:07 right now. Cool. So the people who are on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter, I am going to stop the live streaming right now. I am going to be in my in the Zoom room for a couple of minutes to wind up the call. Thank you each and every one of you, all the hundreds of you who have been patiently waiting. I know it's more than 2 hours with all of you. Thank you each and every one of you to spend your valuable time with us and keep your learning journey ahead. Keep joining our events. Join the bootcamp as early as possible. Be part of the community WhatsApp group. Learn from us and take your whatever you have learned, the theory part, into actual practice. Thank you again, all of you, and I will be there in